Growing up with a dad who's one of the most famous people on the planet can't be easy, but Simone Garcia Johnson isn't afraid to blaze her own path, and her newfound career path has surely made her papa proud. Although Simone Garcia Johnson's mom may not be as instantly recognizable as her dad, she is still a pretty big deal in Hollywood circles and is a superstar in her own right. In addition to being the co-founder and co-CEO of 7 Bucks Productions, bodybuilder Danny Garcia became Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's manager in 2008. Though the couple divorced the same year, Garcia is largely credited with Johnson's massive success. Garcia and Johnson's business relationship has evolved over the years, and every professional step they've taken together sure has seemed to pan out. For starters, Johnson was named the highest-paid actor by Forbes in 2016.
Daddy's gotta go to work.
Speaking of her decision to leave a successful career on Wall Street in order to manage her ex full-time, Garcia admitted to Marie Claire in 2017, "I had to become very comfortable very quickly with creating a new paradigm. Yes, I am his manager. Yes, we were once married. Now let's go build together." Given her parents' ties to the film industry, you might assume Simone Garcia Johnson would try to get into the industry at an early age. But head over to her IMDb page and you'll only spot a handful of credits under her name, citing her appearances on Entertainment Tonight and at the 75th Golden Globes. However, as the budding young star revealed to W Magazine in January 2018, she has actually been pretty involved in showbiz from the time she was just 12 years old. As it turns out, Johnson's daughter had already taken on the unofficial role of a mini producer next to her famous parents for quite some time. As she told the publication, "They've always wanted to know my input on certain things." According to that interview, one of the projects she weighed in on was a short film about bodybuilding called Inside the Olympia. When Simone Garcia Johnson was 14, she became an older sister for the first time, as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his longtime girlfriend, singer-songwriter Lauren Hashian, welcomed their first child together, a baby girl named Jasmine, in December 2015. 2 years later, the pair announced their family was about to grow even bigger with the addition of another girl in spring 2018.
I think we should let people know that we're pregnant, because she's like, I don't want to show up and people are like, are you?
Have a big dinner?
Yeah, did you eat too much?
Adding another female to the family wasn't an issue for Johnson, as the proud papa took to Instagram and joked, "Once again, Big Daddy is completely surrounded by beautiful estrogen and loving, powerful female mana. I wouldn't have it any other way." Though Garcia Johnson is the eldest of The Rock's 3 kids, she's still the wrestling legend's baby. On her 16th birthday, The Rock wrote on Facebook, "Feels like just yesterday I held her tiny body in my hands the day she was born, as I whispered, 'I'm gonna love and take care of you for the rest of my life.'" When she was in high school, Garcia Johnson began exploring possible career opportunities when she signed with IMG Models. In 2016, the big-name agency announced Dwayne Johnson and Danny Garcia's daughter had been added to their roster. A little over a year after she was signed by IMG, Teen Vogue chatted with Garcia Johnson about her career and her platform. When asked who she would love to work with at some point, the future wrestler said, "The first person that comes to mind who I really admire is Ashley Graham. I admire her fierce body positivity and all the amazing things that she has done for the modeling industry." And even though she became a pro model when she was still a teen, she told the outlet that her parents have always made sure she never loses sight of who she is. Simone Garcia Johnson received quite the gift for her 16th birthday when she learned that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association had chosen her to be the first ever Golden Globes ambassador, a role reserved for the children of Hollywood's elite for the award's 75th anniversary. As Simone told Teen Vogue, they changed it to the Golden Globe Ambassador this year to make the title become more inclusive and promote equality. And those are things that I'm really passionate about. Garcia Johnson went on to gush to The Hollywood Reporter after the announcement about her excitement on being named the first ever ambassador. As part of her duties as the first ever Golden Globes ambassador, Garcia Johnson was tasked with picking a charity to partner with throughout her year-long tenure, ultimately choosing Global Girl Media. As the nonprofit's website explains, the organization works with young women ages 14 to 25 in underserved communities by teaching them to create and share digital journalism designed to improve scholastic achievement, ignite community activism, and spark social change. In the digital age, media literacy is as important as ever, and Garcia Johnson has used her platform to bring awareness to the great work that Global Girl Media does, telling The Hollywood Reporter, "They're an incredible organization, and they empower young women through digital journalism, and they give them all the tools they need to get their voice heard." Looking ahead, Garcia Johnson told W she wants to use her platform to encourage others to stand up for what is right and against what is wrong. This is something she herself has done on Instagram, saying, "I think that social media is a great way to speak up about issues that people are passionate about and things that they feel need to be changed. I've definitely gotten some backlash over certain things, but you can't please everyone." Garcia Johnson talked to Teen Vogue and said she's passionate about supporting movements that focus on equality. She then listed causes close to her heart, including Black Lives Matter, rights for trans individuals, and women's rights. She's also taken to Instagram to let her followers and counting know she supports helping refugees, the NFL's Take a Knee national anthem protests, and has even called out tabloids for body-shaming celebrities. Having grown up with a wrestling legend as her father, it comes as no surprise that Simone Garcia Johnson has massive respect for the sports entertainment universe, telling The Hollywood Reporter back in 2017, "It's a sport that is unlike anything else in the world. There's just a certain amount of passion that every move and match requires, and that's so admirable. It's definitely something I've thought about and want to pursue." Laying out her plan, the teen went on to reveal that she wanted to study business in college before going on to pursue a career in wrestling. Then, after that, she hopes to take a cue from her mother and get into the management game. She said, "I've watched my mom build and grow a business, which I've been so inspired by." On January 1st, 2018, the day the Time's Up movement against sexual harassment launched as a direct response to the Harvey Weinstein scandal and a follow-up to the Me Too movement, Garcia Johnson took to Instagram to share her support for the cause. She wrote in a since-deleted post, "The clock's been ticking on the abuse of power. I stand in solidarity with women across every industry to say time's up on abuse, harassment, and assault." Garcia Johnson's dad must have made her proud when he wore an all-black suit in solidarity with the Me Too movement at the 2018 Golden Globes, the very same award ceremony where he introduced her as the first ever Golden Globes ambassador. Despite pursuing a modeling career and fulfilling her Golden Globes ambassador duties, Garcia Johnson also found time for her studies. Speaking with W in 2016, she said, "School's definitely a priority for me, and so is college." At the time, Johnson was attending high school in Florida and shared her plans for the future, which included graduating, taking the SATs for a second time, and then going on to study business in college. Evidently, her second attempt at the SATs went really well, as her dad wrote on Instagram in 2019, "Very proud of my first daughter graduating high school, kicking ass, and is now NYU bound." However, as Garcia Johnson shared on a 2020 episode of the Swerve City podcast, she ultimately had a change of plans after she suffered a knee injury.
After I hurt my knee, I was like, all right, I think I don't want to go to New York anymore, and I wanted to stay in Orlando.
So she decided to stay in Florida and train in a certain sport that may or may not be a very big deal in her family. Garcia Johnson had been speaking about following in her father's footsteps for years, when in February 2020, her dreams came true. People magazine reported that at just 18, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's daughter officially signed with the WWE. After more than 2 years of training at the WWE Performance Center, Garcia Johnson was finally ready to make her big WWE debut, and she did so with a bang. It all began in early October 2022 when the WWE NXT trio, known as The Schism, was joined by a mysterious fourth member, and at that moment, Simone unveiled her alter ego, Ava Raine, for the first time on TV. Dwayne Johnson is one supportive papa. The actor has reportedly gushed about how proud he is of his eldest daughter, Simone, and everything she's accomplished. Indeed, the budding pro wrestler told People in 2017 that Dwayne is an incredible dad, gushing, "He's really such an amazing role model to me, and I couldn't have asked for a better father. I love my dad, and I'm so proud of everything that he's done." However, reaching the level of success Dwayne has meant he had to give up a lot of precious family time. As he admitted on the Pivot podcast in May 2023, he wasn't always the best dad and wasn't always present in Simone's life as much as he should have been.
I was always gone, but we tried to keep it together. Now, years later, as she becomes a pro wrestler, it's actually brought us closer together.